Hey y'all, back again with another Summer House Martha's Vineyard review. This is season 2, episode 2. They are giving what needs to be gave. Okay, I can appreciate this show. I really hope that it gets more eyes on it because it's an entertaining show and it's new fresh people with fresh stories and fresh relationships. We ain't dealing with the same old for 10 years over like some of these other shows on Bravo. So I really hope that it gets somewhere. They need a reunion this year. I really hope they get a reunion this year because things need to be addressed. People need to be called to the carpet. And yeah, let's get to it. So they're still on the boat. They're having fun. They're listening to some music. They're dancing. They're being silly. They get off the boat. They're headed home. And they group off by gender. Nick is drunk. He's laying in the bed. And they bring him some orange juice. Conversations all around. We see Amir asking Preston, how does he feel? Because, it's the day of his dad's funeral. And he's just kind of going over that. Like, I'm glad I'm here. I didn't want to go to the funeral. The relationship is strained. And he's in his confessional. He's talking about how his dad felt the way about him being gay. Talking about, well, I didn't raise you to be gay. And he's like, so you didn't raise me at all. So what are we talking about? So he had those moments with his dad, but he's glad that he doesn't have to wonder how that relationship would be anymore. Basically, we see Bria, and who was Bria talking to, y'all? I can't even remember who Bria was outside talking to. Was it Summer? Uh, was it Jordan? I don't know. Maybe it was Jordan. Bria and Jordan or somebody are out there in the lawn chairs and they're talking, and she says that, she feels like Jasmine's pregnant. She was like, Jasmine has always had big boobs, but like now her boobs are huge. Those boobs are swollen. It's giving pregnancy boobs, and she already said that she's not drinking this summer, just like a dude to get you pregnant and leave. I said that was petty. That was petty. He's deployed. He didn't leave her. We see the guys asking Alex, how was the summer conversation? Did you guys have any resolved? And he tell them how it went. He was just really creeped out by her taking pictures and sending it to Jordan, knowing that Jordan is the blabbermouth of the group and that would spread it to everybody else. So that turned him off. He said maybe if he was thinking with his head, he would have seen some of these red flags. But he didn't. He, beat a few times. And Nick asked Alec, you think you can rebeat? And y'all, we're going to sit here. We're going to park it here for a minute. Nick seems like a nice guy, but Nick is also overtly creepy. But Nick doesn't realize it. He doesn't realize that he's a bit creepy. And my guess is that he's always been the slightly nerdy guy, slightly corny guy, so it doesn't come off as like, chest to chest a child molester, but at the same time, it's still creepy and it still makes some people feel uncomfortable. As we see the girls having a conversation when they were driving back, when they were like, Nick kept touching me. Nick, he was doing too much. Nick gets a little touchy-feely when he's drunk. So that'll come back up later on. That evening, they have a decades party where everyone is to dress up in their favorite decade. They made fun of Nick and Amir's outfits because they just look preppy. They just got on Nick's clothes, which is like preppy little, polo shirts and hats and things like that. Nick says, well, I'm Arthur Ashe. Do y'all know who Arthur Ashe is? And everybody's just like, And y'all, this part really burned my beans because y'all be screaming all this black excellence, black this, black that. Oh, we great black people. Oh, we putting on a legacy. But y'all don't know who Arthur Ashe is? That was very shocking to me. And we see Bria in the confessional, she's asking Siri who Arthur Ashe is, and she, finds out that, he's one of the most decorated tennis players ever. And she was like, oh, okay. I mean, he kind of looks like Nick. And she flips around the camera and they do a side by side of Arthur Ashe and Nick. And I'm like, he does look like Nick. So that cracked me up. So everybody else, Noel and Summer are both dressed in like a 70s themed outfit. Jasmine is a 1950s housewives. They kind of side eyeing because they like, girl, that's you every day. Like, that ain't no costume. Preston is dressed in like a 1990s fit. His inspiration is Juice, and he is cracking everybody up. And trying to act all thuggish and stuff. Like I said, his inspiration was Juice. And they were like, hold your nuts. It was just so daggone silly. He ends up winning the contest when they vote later on. Shanice got on like a crop top and some leggings. And everybody's kind of confused. They're like, it's giving basic. Bria said, it's giving working girl. Shanice done behind was like, yeah, I like to work. Yeah. They're like, girl, a working girl is a prostitute. Okay. She's calling you a hooker. Bria is she's dressed up, was like 90s as well. She's Jenny from the block. She does a little rap. She used to be in a rap group when she was in high school. Jordan is a flapper girl. I think that's everybody. Yeah. So, like I said, they end up voting. Preston wins for best costume. And then after that, they play this little card game. And I think Shanice fooled it and said, everybody take a shot. So she goes and she's pouring up everybody some shots. And while she's over there pouring the shots, somebody else pulls a card and it asks, who is the worst dressed? It wasn't even Summer's card, but Summer was rather quick to answer. And she was like, I think Shanice. Shanice hears that and she's very hurt by this. She responds by saying, why? Because I'm the realest one and y'all are always wearing fake stuff? Preston said, well, my stuff fake too. It just looked good. Someone was like, yeah, me too. And I feel like it was another, yeah, mine too in the background. And so that cracked me up. Shanice runs out to her room. She locks herself in the bathroom and she's crying. Bria goes to check on her and she's basically having a breakdown because she's feeling insecure around this topic. She says recently her job moved her from Phoenix to Florida. They transferred her from Phoenix to Florida, and then shortly after, they fired her. I was like, that is just rude. It should be like a clause. If you don't transfer me to a whole new city where I don't know people, you can't fire me for 6, 7, 8, 9 months because what? That is just rude. That is so crazy. I'm like, was she doing a bad job? Was she not meeting her quotas? Like, I wanted more story for that because it had me enraged to know that they transferred her and fired her shortly after. Just crazy. So she's saying with that, she has not been able to, afford things. She can't buy the nice clothes right now. So Bria is big up in her and like, well, next time say this or don't let them have you down and da. So I think Summer ends up going up there to talk to her as well. So she goes back down and she's going to have a good time. She's not going to dwell on it. She's going to show her boobs like she always does. Because what is Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, without Shanice showing her boobs? Okay? Gotta see Shanice's boobs every day of Summer House. So the girls are having fun. They play music. They're twerking. Amir is like, I can't be around all these booty shaking. So he texts his girlfriend something random like, what should I eat? And the girlfriend replies like, what? I just feel like that text message was for somebody else because it had no place in our conversation. He goes off and he calls her on the phone and he's assuring her that text message wasn't for anybody else. And he lets us know for the umpteenth time that his girlfriend don't play. She gonna cut his balls off. She gonna hurt him. Yada, 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 yada. He then mentions that Nick needs to get out of there too because he has a girlfriend as well. He shouldn't be sitting amongst all these rump shaking girls being all fast and loose, you know? Nick just sitting there like, yeah, So the next day we see Jordan calls her dad to tell him that she's got a hair deal for her alopecia. Apparently she's got alopecia. She's been struggling with it for a while. Recently she had a photo shoot where they required her to perm her hair. She did, and it caused a major hair loss for her. It caused a flare up, and the hair has never grown back. And y'all, this is the stuff I be talking about when it comes to Black girls and how they are treated in these spaces. How dare somebody make her perm her hair for a photo shoot? If you don't go get me a wig and call it a day, because I wouldn't have done it. You just gonna have to find somebody else. Get somebody else to do it. And I'm sure, you don't want to just pass up on jobs like that. And you don't want to be seen as the difficult Black girl and everything. But that just sounded so crazy to me. They really hired this girl who clearly already wears wigs and weaves. You hired her and made her perm her hair for a photo shoot. Wasn't even like a movie where y'all gonna constantly be doing something, days and days on end. A photo shoot. So that burned my beans as well. But she's telling her dad about the hair deal, and she's having a vulnerable moment. She's opening up. So it's kind of like, okay, Jordan is a real human being. Cool. Nice to see. This is the moment where I believe they're talking about how Nick gets too touchy-feely when he's drunk. And they're just discussing how he be doing too much. And then Shanice is downstairs in the kitchen with some of the guys. And she's talking about how that morning she spent time taking nudes and sending nudes to her roster. I send my favorite nudes to my favorite guys. Okay. My first thing, not that you should be, selling yourself or your pictures or anything, but you got a roster of dudes that you send nudes to and probably sleep with, but none of them feel so inclined to give you money to buy outfits to be on TV in. Not now one of them. You couldn't get one outfit out of each guy to hold you over for the major dinners and stuff for this 2-week trip to Martha's Vineyard. Okay. So they're all getting ready to go work out. Everybody except for Jordan, Preston, and Summer. They're going to brunch. And I said, exactly. But the rest of them, they're getting ready to work out. While getting ready, Summer walks over to Shanice's room and asks for a sweater or something to put on. And Shanice is like, oh no, not you trying to borrow clothes from the worst dress. And that was the same thing I said in my head. This is like, it's just, Summer is going to be the villain of this season. Because she doing too much. She being fake. And it's not a good look, girl. It's not. So they're at the gym. They have the little like Olympic rings. I don't know what you call them, but you know the ones you pull yourself up in and stuff like that. Amir gets in there and he is, he know what he's doing up in those little rings. And so Alex sees that Amir is getting attention from the ladies and he tries to do it as well. This man dang near dislocated his shoulders trying to get up there and show up Amir and get attention from the women. And he don't know what he's doing. This gym session, it really showed Alex being insecure. Because at another point, Amir was doing, like a deadlift? Amir was doing a deadlift and he had like 300 pounds on the bar. And you see Alex over in the corner like, just looking so defeated. And I'm like, wow, you must you be used to having the female attention because you're tall or because you sing or whatever the case may be. And now you see Amir getting this attention, and you done hurt yourself trying to get the same attention he getting. So that was very interesting to see, because everybody has insecurities. Everybody just doesn't wear them on their sleeves. So that was interesting to see, y'all. So we see that Milo is even at the gym. Milo is even at the gym, y'all. Like, Milo, you ready to work out? She takes that dog everywhere. So at brunch, they're asking Summer how she feels. Oh, no. I don't even have nothing about brunch on here. So at brunch, Preston and Summer and Jordan are talking, and they end up asking her about Alex and how was the sex. She's like, and they show her in the confessionals from last year being like, oh, I just feel like sex should be passionate. It's like you're making love and da-da-da-da. I just feel like sex should be this way. And then she's saying like, I expected him to have more passion and she's acting like she did not enjoy the sex. But girl, what had you so sprung if you didn't enjoy the sex? What had you so sprung, sister, if it wasn't good? Because that's the first thing that make you sober up. If you really, really like a dude and you get it and it's weak, you might not automatically stop liking him altogether, but them feelings ain't going to be as strong. They ain't going to be as strong. So everybody's back at the house. They end up asking Shanice how she feels after last night. Shanice says, you know what? I think Summer is jealous of me because when we were all in Jamaica without Jasmine, I was talking about how I talk to guys with status. Everybody I talk to, has status. And she kept asking me basically, how is she bagging these guys? You talking to dudes with status? You talking to celebrities and people that have been on TV? Girl, how are you bagging these guys? And she's like, duh, look at me. And my thing is like, you talking to dudes with status and you got a roster of them, and yet none of them are giving you money for clothes. You can't get an outfit out of nobody. You can't get a shopping spree. You can't get a little Neiman's card. Nothing. Well, stop bragging on it, boo. Stop bragging on it if you still out here crying poor. Don't brag on Nan that's been in you, around you, seen you naked, if you ain't got nothing to show for it, for yourself or from him. So yeah. They asked Noelle about Alex. She's like, well, Summer said that, he tried her, but nothing really happened. Everybody's like, she didn't hear what happened last night. She didn't hear the outburst. Apparently Noelle did not hear the outburst, y'all. She was like, oh, I thought he tried, but it didn't go anywhere. She didn't tell me that. She just said they hung out. They were like, no, girl, you need to ask her again, because they was like this. Okay? So Noelle goes to ask Summer why she ain't tell her about Alex. And, give me the rundown on the situation. What's the story with y'all? Summer says the dumbest thing ever. Summer was like, it wasn't even all that deep. It's not like I was that into him. It was just convenient. How is it convenient if y'all live on two different sides of the United States of America? You in LA and he in New York. How exactly is this convenient? How, Sway? How? So she just be telling on herself, and she's so fake. She's talking to Noelle as if, oh, it was just not a big deal. I didn't want that to block y'all if y'all liked each other. It was just a convenient thing. We weren't really into it like that. But yeah. Meanwhile, Summer is in the truth booth saying, I said we hung out. What do you think that means if we hung out? If we hung out, what do you think that means? I don't owe you an explanation on who I'm talking to and da-da-da-da. Baby, have that smoke in Noelle's face. Give all of that to her. I bet you won't, because you fake. Because you fake and you scary and you a crybaby, and clearly you're gonna be playing victim this season. And like I said, Summer, she is already grating my nerves, like grating on each side of my nerves. She's turning the grater. She's grating butter. She's grating cheese. She's grating carrots. She is just grating every piece of my nerves already. It's only episode 2, y'all. It is only episode 2, and Summer is on my nerves this bad. It's giving Mean Girl. It's giving I'm supposed to be the center of attention, but Shanice is over here showing her boobs every minute she gets. Jasmine is the it girl because she brought us together. Jordan is acting like Queen Bee. Noelle is new, so she's capturing all the guys' eyes. And where do I fit in this? I'm supposed to be that girl, okay? I'm not understanding why I'm not that girl this season, okay? So it's truly annoying. It's truly annoying because you're not that girl. And we can see that you want to be, and you're just going to be a mean girl the whole season. So next we see the guys. I don't quite remember how we got to this conversation, but Amir is talking about how, you know, he went off to call his girlfriend last night. He ain't had time to be around all that booty and all that stuff. He don't do all that. Nick said, well, just look like I do. Everybody pauses and side eyes, like, you don't just look, buddy. You kind of touch and feel a bit. Preston just comes on out and tells him, look, I've talked to some of the girls and they said you get a little touchy-feely when you're drunk. And this is a surprise to Nick. We can see that Nick is genuinely concerned that he is making the ladies feel uncomfortable. Because like I said, although he is a bit of a creep, it doesn't feel like he's intentionally being creep. It gives like this is his goofy outer exterior. He's the corny goofy guy, and it comes off like this. So he seems genuinely concerned that he is making the ladies feel uncomfortable. So the episode ends with him going upstairs. I can't remember who was in the bed. Was it Summer and Jordan? I think it was Summer and Jordan were laying down about to take a nap. And he asked them, he was like, hey, do I make you guys uncomfortable? And they were like, I mean, you get a little touchy-feely when you're drunk. Yeah, that. And that's where it goes off. And like I said, it looks like he's very concerned because he is not realizing that this happens. Because some folks are just touchy-feely people in general. So they're not noticing when they're doing it in a bad way or when they're doing it and making people feel uncomfortable. I actually had a coworker. She's an older lady. I had a coworker. She's definitely one of those people who like, she got to hit your leg for emphasis and stuff. And like yesterday, I had on the top, there was a little bit low cut. And she was like, how your husband feel about it? And then she had to stop herself like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to touch you like that. Because I looked at my boobs like, wait, what? And so some people, that's just their nature. Like they're just touchy-feely people. They don't mean no harm by it. I can see that. But yeah, it is something that needs to be addressed. And I'm glad that he, you know, he's gonna address it, and seems like he's gonna take the steps to fix it because he don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? So we'll see next week how that conversation ends. And that's it for me on this today, guys. Hope y'all have a good day. Bye. Like, share, thumbs up the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Watch Summer House if you haven't already. If you're just watching me to watch my reviews and you don't even watch the show, I thank you. Because I need to get my watch hours up, and I need to get my subscribers and all of the things up, get my views up so I can start popping up on the pages and stuff. So I appreciate it. But also, you know, give Summer House a try as well. So y'all, bye. Hope you have a good day.